Hey there, folks. It's been a little longer than I usually like to have since there's been a video here in the break room. Part of that is because I am not currently reviewing anything episode by episode. And before you ask, I have not had the time to check out The Last of Us. Once I have seen any of it, I will decide if I'm going to do episode by episode reviews on it or not. And then that leads directly to the other thing. I have been busy as hell. I had an incredibly cramped weekend. It was a good weekend, but it was an exhausting weekend. It spilled over into the start of the week, and that has put me behind, so I've been working flat out pretty much since I have been back. So, yeah, I have not had time for stuff, which is why you are now getting a trailer reaction to a 3-day-old trailer. But we've got a new trailer for the Dungeons & Dragons movie. I really should have jumped on this sooner. I could have done like a cross-promotional thing with the fact that I recently did a video talking about all the mess going on with Dungeons & Dragons and the open gaming license. You know what? Check out that video on the main channel. But I remember thinking the first trailer of this looked kind of fun. Let's see if that still holds true with the new one. Yes, I know new trailer now. I'm watching.
On your knees.
Oh.
Okay, chop it off.
Okay.
Chop it off. Let's do it.
Not that kind of on your knees. I like that as an action beat.
Oh, we got him now. You know what? I'm thinking they're probably sharper stairs somewhere else.
We're thieves, but we help the wrong person steal the wrong thing and unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known.
Whoopsie.
The Red Wizards created an army of the undead.
I mean, the threat's gonna be generic.
Sounds lovely.
Quite the opposite.
I know, I was being ironic.
I find irony is a blade that cuts he who wields it most especially.
You're not a lot of fun, are you? How are we gonna pull this off?
We're gonna need a team.
Like, the team is gonna be what makes or breaks it.
Follow me to the orifice.
Kind of like how no one remembers the villain in a heist movie.
I'll go last.
I don't mind that. She missed.
That's not good.
Oh, gargoyles, that's fun.
Aren't you sick of
I
failing?
forgot Hugh
You
Grant
can
was in
die.
this.
There's worse things than dying.
Oh, you gotta have the mimic.
I lost everything that ever mattered to me, and if we quit now, that's for nothing.
I don't want to see you die, which is why I'm going to leave the room.
This ends now.
We got an owl bear. Nice. That is a chunky dragon. That does not make it any less dangerous. Dang.
The bridge is protected by an ancient trap. We must not trigger the mechanism.
I may have triggered the mechanism. So, sorry.
Been in that session. Okay, yeah, this still looks a lot of fun. Like I said, the actual, like, the special effects look fine, which is really kind of all I need them to be. I'm sure they were very expensive. I don't need them to blow me away. I don't need them to look amazing. I just need them to get across what needs to get across and not look as bad as the last time they tried to make a D&D movie. And this doesn't look like that. I don't really care too much about the villain. Like, it's not impossible that this might have good villains. I mean, Hugh Grant looks like he's having fun. And actually, he's quite intriguing whenever he plays villains to me. So I'm kind of here for that. But, like, what's going to make or break this? What's going to make this fun is the exact same thing that makes playing Dungeons & Dragons or any tabletop role-playing system of any similar ilk fun, which is the team dynamic. The way people's skills, personalities bounce off each other, the banter, and some of the jokes are a bit on the obvious side, like the setting off the trap at the end. But still, it feels very much in keeping with, like, here's this ragtag group of complementary and or conflicting skills. If they can just get the hallmarks in there, whether it be the mimic, whether it be just certain spells being used and then seeing how they interact with other things. The fact that, there's clearly a fighter on the team who can hold her own. And then there's the other guy who's just like, I just can't get these freaking knots off. And it's a fun balance that I'm getting off the trailer. And if they can sustain that through the film, because like anyone, I'm not going to say that like this would be an invalid thing to want, but I wouldn't understand anyone who would want a super serious story for a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Because again, for me, and what appeals to me about playing things like D&D is the fun of creating this story together and interacting with these people. And often that fun is silly. Even when the stories are like the campaign that I've been taking part in for a while called Quill and Sword, I have not pitched that in a long time. Streams on Twitch every 2 weeks on Thursdays. If you want to catch up on the backstory, there's the channel that the uploads go on after we do it live. But it's actually quite a dark world that it's set in. And there's a lot of dark stuff that has happened. But man, is it fun. And the interactions are often quite entertaining, quite amusing. And we have some characters that some of these players are hilarious. And that's what I'm here for. And I enjoy a good setting, a dark setting even. But for me, the reason I come back over and over and over to these kinds of games is the fun of the interactions. That's really all I truly want to be the thing this movie absolutely nails. Everything else it can get right would be great, but that's the heart of it, that it's got to get right. And again, going back to the old version of this, the first time they tried to do D&D, it was all about the various elements, and they only kind of bothered to put together a party in a very just thrown together manner. There were only two characters who had any kind of a dynamic, and they were both annoying. So, this seems to be putting its focus, at least based off the marketing, is putting its focus exactly where I want its focus to be. I'm excited is a little too strong a word, but I am looking forward to this. What'd you think of this trailer? What are your thoughts on D&D in general? What class do you main? I think at this point I've been playing a bard long enough that I have to cop to that being my main. Again, check out Quill and Sword. Get to know Wisp. Wisp, I love playing Wisp so much. I'm really going to miss playing that character when this campaign eventually wraps up. In any case, whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon pays the bills, enables me to do this as my living. I will try and get more regular output again. I've actually got a whole bunch of stuff that I've got to get into and that I've seen or that I've played that I need to shoot videos for. So I've got plenty of material to put up in the break room. It just, trying to catch up on the workload. But, don't worry too much about it. Like, share, subscribe. Those help. But we take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can just come on back next time you need a break. Well, it's Patreon supporter shout-out time, folks. So thank you to Robin Moore, Zubin Lutfulla, Tarak, The Thing That Goes Doink in the Anime, Oliver B., Angus Bjarnason, Melinda Walters, Emu Delkey, Leotha Boyd, Toy Lowly, Becky Spark, Bernabilax the Poodle, Zach, Tracy Scrabbit, General Contact Unit Problem Child, Angry Gasperl, Tim Price, Adam R.D.L. Taylor, Shayla Gourlay, and Brendan LaRose. Thanks so much for your help. You can get your name read out too. Check out the rewards in the Patreon. Is that what they should do? Should they check the Patreon?